Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Okay, I have barely uncovered anything.
I must rest.
Casting spells isn't as easy as I make it look. I'm tired.
Well, I just got here.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Guys left nothing behind?
You got this coming! Or possibly frosty.
Death!
Hello there.
A hail and hearty hello, mine friends. A fine day, is it not? It was not so serene in these parts, though, as you no doubt discern from the ruins about us all. Tragic loss to the area, if it was, some 300 years past. I've tales, though. Tales of heroes and villains that have come and gone amidst these stones since that preposterous time. Could I entreat your ears to hear one? It is an epic I have been working on for some time, based on the rumors I heard, and the strange things I see in my dreams at night. Would you care for a story on this eve? Let's hear your story. Wonderful. Stand and relax, and I shall relate it to you. It is a poetic treatise I shall call The Nights of Days Hence. I know the title needs work, but the soul of the piece is right and true. I have a tale to tell of nights so bold in dungeons hell, and slumber broke upon the shore of nightmares brief, when dawn no more. A story true of courage lack, of footing lost on virtue's track, and trailing far but near to fear, a vengeance scream through night to ear. The swordsmen came by 2 and 4 to take their fight to evil's core, with confidence in might and right, went bravely forward spreading light. But light alone can't clear the path. When sufferers, all a hellish wrath from deep below whence fires came, still none above dare speak the name. Together fought, together fell, till good had won. Those stories tell the cursed tale of treachery, when evil stole the victory. Heroes bold betrayal behind, from friend made foe with gold in mind, to take and plunder riches won. 'Twas evil new, though old undone. In glory slept their heroes' knights, but knife to throat did snuff the lights. Behind their eyes a simple deed, 'twas honor dead as killed by greed. Strong enough to break a vow, alone with gold, he struggled now to leave his dungeon dead and hide. Alone he fell, alone he died. Widows weep and orphans cry, and bards oft sing of maidens sigh, for want of heroes lost below, that haunt in sleep with ghostly glow. On guard, the guard eternal stand, though neither see nor sense the land. Before their eyes, beyond their age, they wait with unbelieving rage. When one for all turns all for one, the injured souls take solace none. In death's release so stand they will, till honor needs some dust fill. Together enter, together fail. 'Tis as the vow agreed by all, and all must stand and wait in time for one that ran to face the crime. I have not been, but have been told of nights of days gone past so bold, to warrant heartfelt prayers from thee, that rogue's return might set them free. Interesting tale. Is there any truth behind it? A piece of tripe that the likes of which I shall be grateful never heard again. A rousing tale. Please take this 10 gold that I might finance your further travels. Yeah, any truth? Ah, but there is some truth in everything, is there not? I cannot attest to the validity of the tale itself, as I have only culled from hearsay. I only know for certain that it makes for good patronage when I pass my hat. Strikes a chord with many, it does. You certainly have a fine future in bardic arts ahead of you. I hope you prospect in your journeys. Here, I see him 10 gold. You're certainly too kind. A very good day to you on your travels. Maybe he'll give us more nice little rhymes.
Eat flaming! For sure!
Possibly frosty.
Death!
It's weird that they won't auto-fight. They'll only auto-fight one enemy. And then they'll just stop auto-fighting until you tell them to fight a second enemy. Yeah, I seem to recall that being a pretty drastic bug in the original PC release, which is why for a long time I was controlling everybody's actions individually. Because it was the only guaranteed way to combat the weird behavior was to make sure that you were doing all of the decision making. This is essentially the patch version.
Way ahead of you, bud. You got this coming!
All that, you guys have no gold on you? I know, so much for detecting traps, huh? Seems like the only way I detect them is when I trip them. Gain a little bit more here. That's one of the bad things about the engine too, is that it's not polygon based, right? It's just flat bitmaps. So you can't like rotate their perspective to see different things. But at the same time, it allowed for a lot of detail at the time. Together enter, together falls. Such was the vow agreed. None shall leave until all are one. Such the vow remains. We must be as one. Okay. Do I need to find your friend? Seeing like my character couldn't even make it there. The pathfinding just wasn't able to determine how to get there. Strike me down. Take the armor back.
All right.
Ghostly Knights were pleased to have the ancient suit of armor. The Ghostly Knights were pleased to have the ancient suit of armor. From what they said, I suspect they are free at last from an age-old curse. That's right. I'm on my way to do Nearest quest. That's right. That's why I'm here. I was like, oh yeah, Nearest quest. Oh wait a minute, that's what I'm doing. Well, sort of. Do this area before I can get to her quest.
Eat flaming!
Or possibly frosty.
Death!
But I am trying to take advantage of the AI, since this is the latest patch version, or the last one that was released. Because I did start off with giving everybody commands, and then you know, most people in the comments were like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" I'm like, well, I'm kind of used to the AI screwing up, so that's why. But if it doesn't screw up anymore, then I'm willing to give it a chance. Is that all I needed to do? It might have been. Finally, somebody has some gold on him.
Yeah? What do
You're
you
a
want?
queer fellow.
Huh? Way ahead of you, boss. You got this coming! Go for the eyes, Lou. Go for the eyes!
I can't imagine a Baldur's Gate without Minsk and Boo. I don't think I would play it.
Time for some.
Puny people come to fight? Good. It has been much fun killing the little people of Gullikin, but it will be just much fun killing you. We've come to put an end to your evil tyranny. You and your minions will bother Gillikin no more. Prepare to die. You'll never get any peace here, ogre scum. If not us, then someone else will come to stop you. Couldn't we have a peaceful solution to this? I'm sure you don't really want to fight a powerful foe like us. Of course we do. Me just pester half people so fools like you come racing in. You powerful? Good. Powerful fools have best treasure. Now you die like all else.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
My blade will cut you down to size.
What do you got on ya? Monster something.
What you got for me this time?
Uh-huh. What is it this time?
Power.
You rang? Uh-huh.
Also,
What is it this time?
Jalcales.
Yeah? What do you want?
What do you got? Pearl necklace. No, so one left over.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Top of my to-do list.
What in the nine hells are you doing in my burrow home? I don't know why you're here, but any assumption you might have about halfling hospitality do not apply to me. When an intruder breaks into my home, I kill him. You're rather obnoxious for a halfling. We'll just let you have your rant, then we'll be on our way. You kill us? Don't make us laugh, shorty. It sort of smells like kobold in your little hole. I wonder why that is. I thought halflings hated kobolds. Oh no, you found me out. Yes, I'm the one who has been telling the kobold, or letting the kobolds into our quaint little town. It's just too bad that you won't be alive to tell anyone about it.
All right. I always am.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
History of the North 5. History of the North, the spread of humankind. The adaptable humans made use of magic they could seize or learn from the proud peoples to defeat all enemies, breaking, for a time, the power of giants and orcs. Waterdeep was founded. The last of the purebred elves died out, a result of continued marriages with humans. In the far west, men also dwelled wise, clever primitives called the Ice Hunters. They lived simple lives on the coast since time began reckoning, countless generations before Nethril's first founders set foot on the narrow sea's western shore. Yet this peaceful folk fell prey to another invasion from the south, crude longships that carried a tall, fair-haired, warlike race who displaced the Ice Hunters from their ancestral lands. This race, known as the Northmen, spread farms and villages along the coast from the banks of the winding water to the gorges of the Myrar. Northman warriors drove the simple ice hunters farther and farther north, forcing the goblin kind back into their mountain haunts, and instigated the last council of Illifarn. Within 500 years of the Northmen's arrival, Illifarn was no more. Its residents had migrated to Evermeet. From the coast, Northmen sailed westward, claiming and establishing colonies on the major western islands of Rutham and Gundolin, eventually spreading to all the islands in the Northern Sea. Others migrated northward past the spine of the world and became the truly savage barbarians of Icewind Dale. In the centuries that followed, Askelhorn became Hellgate Keep when it fell into the hands of fiends, and Eastern collapsed under the attack of a new orc horde. The elves fled southeast, joining the Northmen, Netherese descendants, and dwarves to form what would be known as the Fallen Kingdom. This realm was short-lived and collapsed under the next orcish invasion, though in dying it dealt the goblin races a blow from which they have yet to recover. Okay. History of the Red Ravens. One of the few long-standing mercenary companies that operate in Cormyr, the Red Ravens have a strength on paper of 110 swords, but can easily triple that number with new hires if they get a sufficiently large contract. They have been kept on retainer by the government of Cormyr, with the stated purpose of cleaning out the Stonelands to the north. They have been moderately successful in this goal, but the Stonelands are still far from being a safe territory. The Red Ravens are commanded by Rayana the Rose, a veteran of the Horde Crusade. They are noted for their honesty and trustworthiness, as they do not wish to jeopardize their royal charter. Most of their troops are armed with studded leather and carry long swords. They charge 200 gold pieces per week for the services of their 110 being unit. Their symbol is a Red Raven amulet.
You rang? Power. No less than done.
Way ahead of you, boss. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Yeah, I'll get right on that.
History of the Sisters of Light and Darkness. This was the birth of the world and the heavens after Lord Ao created realm space. There was a period of timeless nothingness, a misty realm of shadows before light and dark were separate entities. Within this dim chaos stalked 13 Lords of Shadow, the Shardavari. Whether they came from elsewhere or are children of the Shadow itself, none can say. Eventually, this primordial essence coalesced into twin beautiful goddesses who were yin and yang to each other. They were so close they thought of themselves as one being. The two-faced goddesses created the heavenly bodies of the crystal sphere, and together infused them with life to form the Earth Mother, Shantae, or Shantia. Although Shantia has since contracted her essence to encompass only Albatoral, in the beginning she embodied all matter in realm space. This new universe was lit by the face of the silver-haired goddess, who called herself Selune, or Senune, and darkened by the welcoming tress of the raven-haired goddess, Shar, but no heat or fire existed within it. Shanti begged for warmth so that she could nurture life and living creatures upon the planets that were her body and limbs, and the two sisters who were one became divided. As for the first time, they were of two minds. Silvery Saloon contested with her dark sister over whether or not to bring further life into the worlds. During this great conflagration, the gods of war, disease, murder, and death, among others, were created from residues of the deific battle. At one point during the battle, Saloon seized the advantage and reached across time and space to a land of eternal fire. Fighting the pain of the blaze which burned her sorely. She broke off a fragment of that ever-living flame and ignited one of the heavenly bodies so that it burned in the sky and warmed Shantae. Or Shantia. Incensed, Shaw redoubled her attack on her injured twin and began to snuff out all light and heat throughout the crystal sphere. Again, Saloon gave of herself and tore the divine essence of magic from her body, flinging it desperately at her sister in defense of life in the sphere. This essence entered Shar, ripped an equal portion of energy from her, and reformed behind her as the goddess of magic, known as Mistra, and then the Mistral, then as Mistral. Through Mistral was composed of both light and dark magic, and she favored her first mother, Saloon, initially, allowing the Silver Goddess to win an easy truce with her more powerful dark twin. Consumed by bitterness at her defeat, Shah vowed eternal revenge. The twin goddesses contested for eons as life struggled into existence on Toril and the other planets under Shantaea's watchful gaze. Shah remained powerful, but bitterly alone, while Saloon waxed and waned in power, often drawing strength from her allied daughters and sons, and like-minded immigrant deities. Over time, Shar grew strong again, aided by the Shadavari, who preferred night to blinding light, and who stalked the realm seeking to meld light and dark into shadowy chaos once again. Shar's plot to reform the world after her own desires was undone when Alzuth, the High One, formerly the greatest of all mortal spellcasters and now consort to Mistra, incarnate successor to Mistral, found a way to imprison the Shadavari in a pocket-sized crystal sphere located beyond the edges of the world by creating the illusion of a realm of shadows. The Lords of Shadow were drawn to investigate, and before they discovered the trick, Azuth imprisoned the Shadavari with the Shadow Star, a key of shadows forged by Gond. The High Lord then hurled the key into the endless reaches of the cosmos, allowing life to flourish on in Shantae's loving hands. D&D lore's persons probably know that. I have no idea what any of that meant that I read. Probably never will, if I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'd ever read up on it. Alright, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll get right on
May you know
that.
the happiness of a warm heart and home.
Welcome to you. It is good to meet you finally. I have heard much ado about your visit to our little village. Why should there be such a ruckus? Are visitors so uncommon here? I suppose I am quite the news, eh? Never seen the likes of my little group in such a backwater little dump before. No doubt they have all warned of my coming. Well, no matter, I shall take what I wish, and there's nothing else you can do. It is flattering that I am such a widespread topic, though I will not be here much longer. Much as I'd like to stay, I must be moving on shortly. Visitors in common? Oh no, we get quite the traffic as far as merchants and caravans go. It's just the wandering adventurer that raises the eyebrows. No doubt you shall feel like quite the spectacle during your stay. But it's only because the small folk admire the spirit of little man that you possess. He was our greatest wanderer in all of halfling history. You are an oddity, but also to be admired. Welcome to you and enjoy your stay.
I wish I had my old tobacco pipe.
There may well be great wealth beyond our dear Gullikin. But Lilia, the provider, gives what we need. What care for we anything more?
I wish I had my old tobacco pipe.
We've stuck a few kobolds before, but in Firewine they seem more organized. Not like their kind at all. They stink like kobolds, though.
Well met, traveler. Gandalar Luckyfoot at your disposal.
Big Deke, I have received news that you have cleared out the Firewine Bridge ruins. No longer will kobolds plague our tiny village. I must congratulate you on a job well done. Everyone is grateful for your help. Take the small amount of money as a show of our gratitude.
I wish I had my old tobacco pipe.
Many a fighting too tall has come through Gullikin, and always the same question with them. Here be the answer that always replies. None of the halfling height know where the key to Wardlock be. Well, I wasn't going to ask this question, first. I'll make it my second question, but thanks anyway.
May you know the happiness of a warm heart and home.
Oh, is that the same woman? I know, I hate exploring it in the dark. It's so annoying.
May you know the happiness of a warm
Good to
heart
see you again. I'm
and
pleased you
home.
are more or less still alive. Often we see an adventurer twice, but he is decidedly less talkative the second time around. Dying will do that to you. A hazard of the lifestyle, I guess. Let's see, can I rest here? Or is it gonna complain that I'm resting in town and not an inn? Yeah, how much better? What in the world? It just ended up there all of a sudden.
Top of my to-do list.
Who's this then? More intrepid fools on the road to a beating?
I suppose you need the healing or some such to repair whatever damage you march headlong into. Well, the provider provides and the provider protects, but don't you go messing up her handiwork anytime soon. And stand ye away from them barrels of ale. Little man watches over all, and he'll turn you out on your ear if you damage a cork in his spiritual home. What do you have to offer us? Donate, healing, blind sell. What do you got? I got a bunch of shit over here. Ooh, boy, healing is expensive. My goodness.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
There's a dungeon in here? Oh.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Gather your party before venturing forth.
Top of my to-do list. Way ahead of you, boss. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Way ahead of you, boss.
Yeah, things have been afoot lately.
Well, hello there. Welcome to mine home, fellow wanderers. How could I turn you away when we share a common spirit? I wager none of the village understands you as I do. Thanks for your hospitality, but how do you claim to know me so well? How indeed, for having been there myself. Ah, it was the grand old days when I roamed the land, stirring up trouble as I went, swung a blade to the best I did. Of course, the rest of the village thought me mad for leaving house and hearth. But they could not understand. They just could not understand, but they welcomed me back when the rigors of the road left me somewhat aged. Still, what a grand time it was. Stay by my fire, and perhaps, and mayhap sometime we shall swap tales of dare-do.
Top of my to-do list.
History of Shadowdale, Amri rules. The longest period of peace was ruled by Lord Omri and his wife Silun, better known as the Witch of Shadowdale. They ruled over the community for 40 years, a period of extended peace with the neighboring dales, nations, and elven peoples. It was this very peace and power which made the Dale the target for attacks and sabotage by the Black Network, Zhentarim. They sought and still seek to control the trade from the Moonsea to the Sword Coast, and desired to make Shadowgate Shadowdale a vassal state of Zhentil Keep. Lord Omri's rule extended tragically when he was assassinated by Zentish agents. Let's see. History of Shadowdale 3. Jodith and the Tyrus Massacre. The past 100 years have been an example of the best and worst of the Lords of Shadowdale. All have been non-native to the Dalelands, though all made their land their home. A century ago, the Lord of the Dales was one Joaduth, a stiff-necked agnostic who denied the power of any god, good or evil, and used force to back up his beliefs. During this time, there was a great deal of religious persecution, including the massacre of Tyrus on Watcher's Knoll. Joaduth was eventually killed by a beast of the Netherplane summoned by parties unknown, which then proceeded to rampage through the Dale. The beast was killed, and Shadowdale rescued by the spellcasters Omri and Silun. Omri was proclaimed Lord by acclamation. Suppose I should not steal this guy's stuff in his own home. Best I kill him, then free to take. Seems there are more journals around here. Quite wordy, although nowhere near as wordy as something in Elder Scrolls.
Way ahead of you, boss.
History of Shadowdale X. And the minister moves to Shadowdale. It is of note that during the time that Daus Sulwood of the Knights of Mithranor assumed the role of Lord of Shadowdale, Minister took up residence in the area. A semi-regular visitor up to that time, he took possession of a low-abandoned tower at the foot of the Old Skull, and declared himself to be officially in retirement. The nature of that retirement varies from active involvement in local affairs to long-term vacations on other planes. The natives of the Dale have come to the understanding that they cannot always count on the powerful mage being in residence in times of need or danger, but when he is present in these circumstances, his aid is usually given. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Baldur's Gate number 1 Enhanced Edition on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.